We're going to bring businesses back. We're going to bring our business back. I want to take business back from Mexico. I want to take people that are leaving, like Carrier.
Bring back business.
To bring back our jobs. About time. We're going to keep our business here. We're going to bring our business back. We're going to bring jobs back to America, folks. We're bringing jobs back to America.
Okay, you get the point. Now, how's he going to do it? Well, he told Time magazine he's going to do this. I want to get a list of companies that have announced they're leaving. I can call them myself. 5 minutes apiece. They will not be leaving. Look who's here. Marc Thiessen, American Enterprise Institute scholar. Do you approve of this, Mark? I mean, this is strong-arming, one-on-one. Hey, keep those jobs here. I mean, do you approve of that in a sort of liberal capitalist democracy?
No, well, it depends. If you're trying to get companies, if you're trying to make it more attractive for companies to stay here and invest here, then yes, absolutely. We should be making this a more hospitable climate for investment and encouraging people to build factories here. It's quite different when you're using the power of the federal government to coerce them. And we conservatives who want the Trump administration to succeed have to be very careful in our enthusiasm not to throw our conservative principles out the window. When Barack Obama, a few years ago, tried to force Boeing to build a plant in Washington State instead of South Carolina because Washington State was not a right-to-work state and it would favor the labor unions, we said it's not the job of the president to in a free market economy to tell a company, private company, where to build a plant. But now when Barack Obama does it with, when Donald Trump does it with Carrier or some of these other companies, we're fine with it. We need to Go ahead.
I'm jumping in because you're not going to complain if he keeps, say, 5,000 jobs from this company in America, 1,000 jobs from Carrier, keeps them in America. Are you going to complain?
Well, no, of course not. But, I mean, the problem becomes that if you start doing it through the power of coercion of the federal government, saying we're going to punish you if you move your plant out of this country, you're forcing companies to make decisions that are not in their economic interests. And that's not conservative. That's liberal. That's what the left does. What we need to do, and I think what Donald Trump intends to do in addition to this, is to make this a much more hospitable climate for people to invest and build factories. We need to reform the tax code. We need to peel back regulation. And that's part of his agenda as well. So we need to have that positive agenda to encourage investment in the United States, to make it easier for people to bring money from offshore back into the United States because the tax code prevents them from doing that. Regulations prevent them from investing, all the rest of it. Clear all that stuff out and make it a great place to invest, but don't go to a company and say, if you leave, I'm going to punish you because I'm the President of the United States and I can. That's liberalism.
Yeah, you like the carrot, you don't like the stick. Understood entirely, Marc Thiessen. Now, you wrote a piece for the Washington Post about Mr. Trump and Taiwan. The headline reads as follows.
Sure.
Trump's Taiwan call was not a blunder, it was brilliant. Want to explain that one, Mark?
Well, it's funny how everybody in the foreign policy establishment, the liberal foreign policy establishment in Washington, assumed that Donald Trump had made a blunder, that he didn't know about the 3 communiques and the 6 assurances and all these sort of Lilliputian threads of Taiwan and China diplomacy. And it turns out, the Washington Post reports, he was fully briefed on all that before he made the call, and he did it anyway. And the reason he did it is he is sending a message to China that Beijing doesn't get to dictate to the President of the United States who he talks to. And I think that's a smart message to be sending to China, that there's a new sheriff in town. He hasn't come up through the political system. He hasn't been, he's an outsider. And he's going to talk to whoever he wants. And this is also going to apply when it comes to trade policy, when it comes to other foreign policy questions, that Beijing isn't going to get to decide what's in America's national interests. And I love how all the folks on the left who praised Barack Obama head to toe because he broke with precedent and recognized a brutal communist dictatorship in Cuba, are suddenly aghast that Donald Trump took a phone call from the only democratically elected Chinese leader on the face of the earth, and that this is somehow disrupting the world order. You know, let's have a little bit of consistency here.
You know, you're having too much fun, Mark. You really are. All I got to do is wind you up just a little bit.
It's got to be fun, Stuart.
There he goes. Yes, it is fun. It's wonderful stuff. Marc Thiessen, everyone. Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Thank you, Stuart. Take care.